All right. Welcome to On The Sideline. I'm your host, Jeff Holden. Today we got Big O,
your favorite guy,
Coach Evan Hearn, and the man of the hour, our guest, head coach, athletic director of Winthorst, Coach Tackett. Appreciate you coming in.
Hey, thanks for having me. I enjoy being here.
Yes, you're welcome. We'll get right into it. Just give us a quick introduction of yourself, who you are, what you're about, a little bit of your background.
I've been at Winthorst a long time.
How long's a long time?
This is year 29.
Ooh,
that's a long time.
Yeah,
got to be doing something right if they keep you around that long.
Yeah, and it's been half my life. Windthorst, America.
Windthorst, America.
Great place to grow up.
Yeah. And I guess you were here with us last year.
Yes, sir.
This is our little 940 football preview. Of course, they came up with an idea of having the coaches come in here and talk with us, give a little, studio time. So we appreciate you making that trip out here.
Not a problem.
And we know football's king in the state of Texas, and we know how your season went last year, but we're hoping to learn a little bit from last year and then get a look forward into this year's season.
Yeah, we were 11-2 last year. Had some things go our way, and a pretty successful run. But Region 2 and 2A, it's a beast.
It is.
There's a lot of good schools there, and we'll have to get a little bit better and win a few more games.
Well, 11-2 is pretty impressive.
Yeah. And
go ahead.
No, and I was going to say my first introduction to Coach Tackett was my first year in Wichita Falls at Ryder the year after the COVID year. And Coach Bendel brought him in during our round 3 playoff game over Thanksgiving, and he came and talked to us. So that shows you the respect that the coaches in the area have for Coach Tackett. The great things he do at Winthorst, the type of man he is. And so, Coach Tackett, I just want to say again, thank you for being here. Thank you.
That was fun. Sure wish we could have got him that week.
Yeah, one thing I will say is he was talking about that region. I would consider that probably one of the toughest regions in the state of Texas in all classifications, not just 2A, but a lot of in classifications.
And what is that region?
You just said Region 2.
No,
Yeah,
I know,
Region
but
2.
what teams are involved?
Munster.
You have Munster.
Defending state champion.
Yeah.
Collinsville, Albany.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Lindsay.
Yeah, I mean, we know that, obviously,
Yeah.
but, for the listeners. So,
Defending state champion. That's
There you
and
go,
then
that's all you need.
the regional finalist. That's who beat Collinsville's who beat us out, and so it's you make it through Region 2, you're doing things right.
And that's the deal is out of Region 2 the last 3 years, the state champions come out of there. This past season was Munster, and then 2 years in a row was Albany. So, I mean, Region 2, like you said, you come out of there, you're probably a heavy favorite.
Yeah, you're probably, the favorite. Oh, got anything? Sorry, I interrupted you on the last one. So.
Oh, no, I'm good. So, he's good at that, Coach Tackett. This is Mr. Interrupter. So, one thing I will say as well as talking about that region, we have arguably 3 teams in 40, 50-mile radius of each other in Lindsay, Munster, and Winthorst. So, talking a little bit about last season, let's talk about at one part of the season did you feel – every year, you go into the season, I would hope every coach, I'm expecting to be good.
Right.
At what part of the season do you feel you guys kind of had that turnaround moment where you guys feel like, okay, now we're playing a good brand of football?
It was really, I guess we knew what we were up against. Week 3, we played Munster.
Mm-hmm.
And, we had a good first half, had a terrible second half, but played right there with them, and for a half, so we kind of knew where we were at and thought we could fix some of those problems that we had second half, but good start off with a good Henrietta team, good City View team, then Munster, Halvord, and so, we were kind of ready to start district, and I think we thought we could, win a few playoff games, and luckily, we were pretty fortunate on injuries and things like that, and it just became deal. Let's ride it out as long as we can.
Yeah, I remember the week 2 game against City View, overtime thriller. That was a heck of a game. The first half I remember being quite boring, but the second half it really picked up and started exchanging scores. And then, of course, I'm the guy with the camera on the sideline, so
Yeah.
I got to be right there and record that game-winning. I guess it was a defensive stop, the game-winning defensive stop after you guys had scored. So, but yeah, that was a good game. When y'all came in there and beat City View, that's whenever I started thinking like, okay, they got it this year. Like Belcher was a beast at quarterback. I got him flying into the end zone. So it was an exciting game. That one was.
Yeah, for sure. That was a game that I thought would have been considered one of the games of the year, or at least been considered. Probably was. But it was a great football game, great atmosphere, especially for a week 2 game to have that kind of playoff atmosphere it was definitely good for both teams. I think it kind of set both teams up for success for the season. Still talking a little bit about last year's season. Let's talk a little bit about the players that you guys are gonna miss. Key players or just players. Sometimes when you say key players, sometimes people don't realize that doesn't always mean your best players. It could be a person that's, a locker room person, a morale, kind of keeps the morale of the team. So talk a little bit about those players and then kind of transition into how many pieces you guys have coming back and returning this year.
Okay. Coach, that group we had last year, they wasn't very, I think we, 7 or 8 kids, but really good team players and really, just good football players. Like you said, not, nothing just, knock your socks off or anything, but super good, Trojan football players that, we could rely on, we could count on, to be there and just, played, had a great season, went out with a bang and went out, if you're going to get beat, let's throw it all out there and see what happens. But we'll miss that group last year. But you just kind of retool and hope for the best, and the next year, and hope you got a little experience and be ready to play the next year.
Yeah. So how many starters you have coming back defensively and offensively?
We got 8 and 8.
So that's good.
Wow, that's real good.
Yeah, that's really good. And we count, you've got some guys, that maybe split time or stuff like that. We count them, as a returning starter.
And I think that was kind of the theme of you guys' team last year was you guys were really young.
Yes.
Maybe the last couple of years you were big senior class, but as you alluded to, just having 7 seniors 7, 8 seniors this past year.
Yeah.
You now you have that wealth of experience coming back. So, like you said, you guys were 11-2. It's hard to really top 11-2, but with the expectations of who's all coming back, I'm sure things are high in Winthorst.
Yeah, we like we could talk about being young, last year, but now we're senior and junior laden, for this year. So and they've been playing since they were, a lot of them started as freshmen.
So of course on here we like to get as many kids' names and stuff out as much as we can, and I know it's hard to put a coach in a position to try to name everybody, but could you give us just a couple names of some of the starters that you guys are maybe some of the bigger leaders or someone who had a more impactful role last year and that you guys are really going to be leaning on towards this year?
I think we go talking about some of the 2B seniors. We got Jackson Stark, his dad's offensive line coach and does a super job, and he's a big tall target.
Yeah, he's a good.
Just good in everything. he's good. We get Connor Schreiber back. He got hurt the Seymour game last year, but he'll be back. He was he was a top linebacker that we had, and so he'll be back in the mix. Hunter Anderley, running back, really came on. We kind of had kind of a committee going on there, but Hunter, when Hunter was in there, he's got a little wiggle to him. He's pretty explosive, and so you got him. We got guys on the offensive line, Max Kohler, Israel Oreos, just some top guys down there in the O line that that are coming back. They'll be good. Aiden McCoy, we got our center back, and so that you don't have to break in a new center. So
That's good.
Got him there.
On the defensive side,
Yeah, he'll play a little defense, but most of these guys,
Play both ways.
Yeah, they'll play both ways. In there. Let's see, Daxton Anderson, another guy. He'll be a split end. He'll be a defensive back. And play somewhere in the back end. But super good athlete, and he'll be ready to go.
and you didn't mention your quarterback. Obviously, he's not going to be coming back this year. But who do you guys got somebody that you're sliding in?
Yeah.
Oh, Belcher's
junior.
coming?
Yeah, Belcher's junior.
He's just a
Oh,
junior.
why was I thinking he was a senior?
No, he's just a junior.
I'm dumb. I'm sorry. Well, heck, that's easy then.
Sure.
So you got your returning quarterback, running back.
Running back.
I mean,
you definitely
4 out of the 5 offensive linemen coming back.
yeah. You still got Hayden Cavassa.
Yes.
He plays that H-back role for you guys,
Yep.
right? He's big,
Yep.
strong, tough
Yeah,
kid.
H-back defensive end, and all these guys are a year older, a year bigger, so they're. Yeah, I think they're kind of chomping at the bit, ready to go.
But then Jackson Stark, he's been
he's
a part of our basketball all-star game, at least. Has it been the
Yeah.
last 2 years?
I think so. Yeah.
And so just to see him on a basketball court, I can, with his size and strength and athletic ability, I can just imagine him on the football field, being there, like you said, a good tall target, just throw a ball up and go get it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jackson he's definitely a kid that he's more than just a tall target. He's a physical specimen.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people see him as being tall, but if he's real physical, that's one thing that I've liked about him over the years of watching him play. He's probably one of the most physical kids around this area, for sure, from a physical standpoint, because he'll catch some passes, but he also block. When he blocks, he's probably one of their best blocking running receivers that they've probably
You can
had.
tell by he's lived in the Trojan weight room.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
That he has.
So next thing for me, Coach, that I wanted to ask is, so you guys are bringing back 8 and 8. Did y'all have any coaches changes of coming into the season, or are you guys still the same coaching group that you guys
Yep,
had?
still the same coaching staff, and so and that's super helpful. I mean, you don't have to, nobody has to learn terminology, how we do things, that pregame stuff, what we do on the weekends. Everybody will be doing the same, same thing, and so that's and I think that's helped us be successful in the past. Is just continuity.
Continuity. Yeah, I was going to say continuity is very important, especially whenever you have a team that you're building this culture around, everything else.
Yeah.
And everybody knows Winthorst's culture of football, so I don't know how long all your coaches have been there, but just you alone being there for 29 years and that continuity in itself, I mean, that's impressive. So you guys, like everybody's mentioned, 11-2, you got a lot of people coming back. Before my next question, let's jump into your pre-district schedule for this year. And what does that look like?
We'll rotate the same schedule that we had, and so we start off with Henrietta. kind of bumping up a classification, but we've had some really good. We've opened the season with them for 8 or 9 years. I mean, for a long time, and so always a good game. City View's going to be tough, and then we go back into and then we get the defending state champions at their place, and so but that's fun. Coach Carney does a great job. There's 2 Winthorst guys on his staff.
And he told us about that.
I mean, it's
Traitor. No,
it's really fun, and congratulations to those guys. But it's always a good time, no matter what sport we're in. Meeting up with them and battling them.
Did the guys? Fun fact. That's something for everybody to know. Did you coach those guys that are at Munster?
I coached one of them.
Okay, which one of them did you coach?
Wes Johnson.
All right, you get a chance to look him right in the camera and just tell him how much he's a traitor. Now, just play.
He's
I
no
will
longer
not do
welcome
that.
He's
he's a good guy. I love him to death.
So for sure, man, that's always fun to be able to see. First and foremost, it's fun to see your guys that you coach go off and be successful. That just speaks volumes to what you instilled in them as a player, inspired them to want to be a coach. So congratulations on that, coach.
Thanks.
So as you were talking about your non-district, you guys have a 3-game. I would consider a gauntlet of a scheduled 3-game before you guys play Albert. That's challenging. Especially, a lot of coaches don't do that. That speaks to your character and the type of person you are. You want to get it going early. You want to kind of battle test your kids a little bit early, leading into district. Some people kind of take the easier road, but you guys, you definitely have put yourself in a gauntlet of a schedule. That's one of those things where it can either go well or it doesn't go well. So I guess my question for you is, how do you regroup? And this is just hypothetical in those situations, just kind of picking your brain of coaching knowledge. How do you go into these situations of not getting your players to put too much into those games, but just knowing that they got to stay the course of the season?
I think we talk about it, and I mean, you could lose all those games, and you still have opportunity to win a state championship. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's all that is. The scrimmages and the non-district games. That's like the first part of your season, and you're trying to get better, and you're trying to find who needs to be there. Maybe there's some position battles there that you got to work out. And I mean, that's the way we look at it. And, like I said, it doesn't matter, you want to win them all, but, that's, it's not the end of the world if you don't. If you play those games and get better, I think that's served its purpose.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and we talk about all the time about the importance of, teams that anticipate or that, anticipate being in the playoffs a few rounds, and the importance of your pre-district schedule being pretty tough.
Yeah.
You don't want to go out there and play a bunch of easies or team of the deaf and the blinds or anything like that. So I think that's kind of what we were saying is how important it is. But
I mean, you don't have a say in who you play in district.
You're right.
But you do have a say in who you play before then. And so, that's how we look at it. Try to get better in
I think most
games.
people are like that.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about your district. It ended up being, I think, one of the surprise districts with teams like Petrolia under Coach Blassingame. They surprised a lot of people. Electra, were they undefeated until they played you guys? I can't remember that, but they were up there. Had Coach McKitty, who's now gone. He had those guys rolling. Seymour, they were supposed to be at the top. Had some injuries. Now you have Coach Rivers taking over. So let's just talk about your district. How tough that is.
Yeah, and it's really with all the new coaches in the district. It's kind of, you kind of really don't know. Usually, with second go round and realignment, you kind of know something about it. But even drop back as far as Alvor's got a new coach, and so he coming from Jim Ned. I mean, he's been there, done that, and so it's going to be you got to kind of figure out what they're going to do. What they're going to do different. They're going to change stuff up. To fit their character, and we'll just have to, kind of figure that out and see where things. I mean, I really could. I wouldn't even want to pick, how the district is up because I really don't know, how they're, how they're going to react to new coaches or things like that. I'm sure there'll be like a little upswing for them, but.
And so, what is the breakdown of your district schedule? Like each game, do you know?
Boy,
I'm sure you know.
I've come pretty close.
You got Seymour first.
Seymour Monday, Archer City, I think, is how it goes, and then we're open. Haskell, Electra Petrolia. I think that's how it finishes.
And Coach Ritchie, he's been on here. He has those cats rolling in Seymour in Archer City.
Yeah.
Coach Langston and Monday, he had those guys rolling.
Yeah.
So I mean, they know you guys are the big dogs up top. So I'm sure you guys get not just in non-district, but in district as well. You guys get everybody's best shot.
Yeah, and I mean they, Coach Ritchie, Coach Blassingame, Coach Langston. I mean they are really good guys, and it's fun to be in district with them just because I think they do things right, and you're always going to get a good shot from them, and so I nothing but respect for those guys.
Yes, sir.
For sure. So, Coach, you right currently do you have your daughter? She's still in school.
Yeah, I've got my youngest will be a junior.
Be a junior. She plays volleyball. I know I asked this question last year. How are you still juggling being able to coach football and be able to make it to the events to be supportive of her?
It's part of it, and she's really good. I mean, she understands that, I may not be able to make every game. I try to, but and she I think her being the youngest, she's seen what's gone on with the other three, but she understands that, and if Dad's not there, she's still gonna try hard as she can.
So does and I think I remember you saying this last year. Your coaches play a huge part of that, of being able for you to be able to step away and things still run just as if you were there. A huge part in making sure you're able to get to those games.
Yeah, without a doubt. And we try to all do, because all of us have kids, and whether it's top of Texas on Saturday or a junior high game, we make it work. And we're not just going to be all in. You got to be here for so many hours, or, anything like that. Again, you got a kid playing and you got your stuff done, take off and go watch your kid.
For sure.
So it's a little different with you. We've had multiple coaches this year already that, like you mentioned, are new head coaches in the area. So we've had the question of asking them, like, how's it been for them moving in and blah, blah, blah. But for you, 29 years, I mean, it's obviously Winthorst is a huge part of your life, huge part of your family. And but again, we'll just give you a moment to plug your family and how important that they've been for your coaching career, and then also the community of Winthorst.
God, I couldn't ask for a better situation. That's probably why it's been, why it's been so long. I just, had opportunities, but I never had the reason, to go anywhere else. I mean, why do that? We were, set up to be really good, when I got the job. So, it's just been, my family knew, they grew up with it, so they knew what they were getting into. And, after years and years of just being around the community, I mean, I guess that's what they kind of demand is, you don't have to go win a state championship every year, but you better be out there competing. And, then they won't take anything less. And, that's great.
They haven't had a reason to run you off, I guess. So you must be doing a pretty good job, right?
He's won a state title or two.
29 years is a long time.
Yeah.
I mean that.
Some people's coaching career.
And later in the show, when Big O talks about what he's going to talk about, we got to get this man. 29 years is a long time. That's got to happen.
Well, that's my question a twofold question. But my first question to you is: 29 years at one place. You've coached fathers. You've coached sons. Have you coached grandchildren? And are you 3 generations
I'm
dead?
not
4?
to grandkids yet, I don't think. But yeah. And they giggle when I call them their dad's name. Stuff like that. That's part of me being old, too. But
and so my second question to you is, how do you build character and leadership in your athletes?
Boy, that's a good question. I think sports is just an avenue for that to shine for kids, and just give them the opportunity, and your leaders will come to the top, and you support that, and give them the opportunity to do that. We're not so demanding that they can't let their personality shine, and come through and like I said, for whatever reason that's worked, and so we just kind of try to keep that rolling.
And that's kind of, you're almost pretty much the second coach to say that the leadership will show. It'll rise to the top. I think Coach Archer was the one who mentioned that you don't make this guy a leader or put this guy as the captain, that
right.
it eventually show. And so
it's a pecking order that goes back from picking teams in elementary dodgeball or whatever whatever you play. I mean, it's just those guys are gonna come to the top, and they're going to be the one that everybody wants on their team and stuff like that, and you just kind of let that go.
That was definitely me in dodgeball. I was always getting.
Last
I
pick.
was picking
Last
teams.
pick.
Y'all was the ones.
They picked the worst kids to pick the teams.
That's why you know.
No, I was the number 1 overall pick every time.
All right, so Coach,
Yes, sir.
one thing I've kind of been bringing up, and it's to me it's kind of cool. So, of course, you have Munster, who's a German community. Winthorst is a German community. Coach Carney talked about kind of how it's just one of those things where it's just instilled. It's not something that necessarily you guys have to teach. I want to talk a little bit about how big of a role that it's the mentality in Winthorst is kind of like you were saying, like, we don't expect you to go out and win state, but it is expected. There's an expectation to compete. And they don't just give that expectation to the coaches, but this is something that I think the families hold their children to, which drives those young men and young ladies in their sports to be just hard workers. How's your experience been with that, and how appreciative are you to just have that burden that you don't always have to get the kids ready? They come ready because their parents are. It's kind of it is.
Yeah, I mean that's I think that's whole part of the culture at Winthorst. Their families demand things of them that a lot of kids don't have to do, and whether that's getting up early and working, or getting up and going to church, things like that. I mean, I think that's a huge part of the community. Where their faith is shines through. Whether it's wherever you might go. They demand something from you other than just your athletic ability. You're gonna do things right. You're gonna you're gonna go to church. You're gonna work. You're gonna make good grades. Things like that, and that's I think that's the cool part about like a little small town community that you have such support from the parents.
Yes, for sure. So, Coach, we've made it to the best part of the show.
Hold on. Let me ask one more.
No. You can ask your question after the best part of the show. Don't interrupt me on the air. You see how he does me? Yeah,
We were talking about football. We were going to keep going.
we are still talking about football. This is a part of football.
All right, it's not. Okay.
The Big O special.
Brought to you by.
Big O.
Yeah.
But I was at home. I was praying, and I know there's a sponsor out there for me. So if you want to sponsor the Big O special, just hit us up. We need that sponsorship.
What's our number?
We'll post that later. All right, so Coach, this is for you because I almost started the show with this because I'm so tired of hearing about it, and I'm sad I've never tried it. And you know what I'm talking about. His wife, what is everybody talking about? She cooks what? That's so good that everybody loves. I heard Coach Hawkins them talking about it on their show. She makes what's the dish that your wife make that they love?
You got me. Don't put me on the spot like
What is
this. Tell me what it is.
I'm trying to remember what it is. Like they said that
You set him up for failure.
yeah.
I set myself up too because I forget the name of the dish. But I remember Coach Hawkins and what was the old holiday coach
Johnson.
Coach Johnson. They were talking about your wife's. She makes something that Coach Johnson he loves that she makes. I can't remember what it is though, because you're a guest on their show, and I remember. But what's your favorite dish that your wife cooked? Maybe it'll come out when you say this, and she's watching.
Oh boy, hope I get this right.
What's your favorite? Sure.
Yeah, whatever your favorite dish is that she makes.
I'm gonna go with Sopapilla cheesecake.
Was that it?
I think that's what it was. They
might-
said she made it was like a dessert or something.
Yeah,
that she-
that's pretty good.
Yeah, so if you were cooking for her, I've been asking this for in the areas that I've kind of already know. I already know what restaurants you're gonna say because everybody eats there whenever you go. So if you were cooking your wife your best dish, what would that be that she would like?
That's gonna be ribeye and baked potato.
Ribeye. So
Whenever
tell
you
us
make
how
that,
you
can
cook.
I come over?
How do you cook that ribeye?
Okay. Well, I've got and recently, or like within the last couple of years, I've got a Blackstone, which I was really worried about how to cook steaks on the Blackstone, but
Yes,
boy,
sir.
it's been phenomenal. And season it up, get it, medium rare. Got a little color inside of it. So, that usually makes everybody happy.
Yeah.
So you said just a little bit. Are you a medium well or a medium rare? type?
Medium rare.
See, that's the thing about me. I've tried it.
That's me, man.
I've tried medium rare.
That's the only way to eat a steak.
Step on over.
No, I've tried it, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I like mine medium well, but only I say medium well, but if they cook it right, it's really more pink than it is well, and it's real moist.
And it also depends on where you go. We went to
Yeah, some
Hayashi.
places do medium rare. It just
The other
it
day
still be
last
mooing,
week.
and I can't.
And
handle
My
it.
wife eats rare sometimes.
My daughter got her Hayashi steak or steak at Hayashi. She said, "Well done." I was like, "Might as well get beef jerky."
It is. That's all it is. Beef jerky at that point.
So
That's crazy.
So Jeff, what was your question that you
Man,
tried to
you made
interrupt
me
me about?
forget.
Yeah, see, his mind is not good.
No, I got it.
Okay, there we
You
go.
ready? All right, Coach. How is your summer attendance for summer workouts?
It's really been really good. And we go all the way down, to junior high kids too. But if you take out, camps and things like that, we had kids missing, to go to a baseball camp or go to a football camp, or something like that, and that's fine, and that's what we tell them. He's like, hey, y'all go be kids, don't miss family vacation, for this deal. Y'all go do that. But if you're going to be in town, come show up and get some work with all your guys. But I think we've been super pleased with our attendance.
And then another question: do you guys have any? It seems like every year Winthorst just is kind of like a next man up thing on the guys that you may not, or that you lose starters and stuff because y'all do so well in coaching them up and getting them all the way through. Do you guys have any younger kids that are coming into high school that might be someone that could see the field for varsity team, or your idea of maybe keeping them together on JV?
We really, if you can contribute, it doesn't matter, how old you are. I mean, if you can contribute, you're available, for that spot. So, but I think this year, for the first time in a long time, we're kind of solidified. With our older grades.
Yeah, junior and senior groups are really
yeah,
good.
and they're big. We get 10, maybe 11 seniors and 15 or 16 juniors. So there's not a whole lot of not a whole lot of spots there.
So you don't have any dogs or cats or dudes or anything coming up and might. And by the way, do you say dog like that kid's a dog or a cat or a
I
dude?
guess sometimes. I mean.
He say dudes. I know he's been around 29 years. He's
probably say he's a great
Yeah.
player.
That's a good fella.
Yeah.
Yeah, Coach. The guy from Bryson, he said, Coach Ray, he said stud.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like, he's a stud.
He's a stud. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, I can see. That's why I said
I
it.
can
Just
see- I can see that.
I can see the generation.
So my last question for you is, you've been at the helm in Winthorst for 29 years.
I mean, really, at the helm, 14.
Well, 14,
Yeah. I've been
14
there
years at
for
the helm
that.
and been
Yeah.
at Winthorst a total of 29 years. So you're 14 years as a head coach. What does a typical Friday game day look like for you from the moment you wake up to the start of the game?
Home or away?
Let's go home game. Because you got a little more time on your hands on the home game.
More to do.
Super busy early.
Mm-hmm.
And, I try to get, we try to get everything done, early as we can. Because, that's the stuff, you got to put the flags up. You got to get press box ready, gear laid out, uniforms and stuff like that. So, cameras set up. And, try to get that done as early as possible so you can have a little time to take a breath before we all go out there. But after pep rally's last period, send them, if we got home games, you got a little time before you have to come back. And so send them on their way. They usually have a meal somewhere, and and we're just take a little bit of time and then get back 2 hours before game time, and then it's fixing any little thing that this broke or or something like that. So get everything fixed and ready to go.
So what's a good? You said they eat before the game somewhere. That's probably like a cookout or something, or a parent or a booster club
parents
or
will fix
something.
it, and then it varies. I think I kicked that deal.
Okay.
But the parents will fix it, and they have that, and then they're back at the field house.
All right. And my last question is.
So I figured it out. They're talking about Coach Belcher.
Yeah, he interrupted
His
me.
wife makes great salsa.
Oh yes.
Yeah, so I put him on the camera. Is that salsa good? Like that?
Yes, it'll light you up.
Okay, so I have a request.
Okay.
You walked yourself into this one. I'll be in Winthorst. Week 2. I want some salsa and some cheesecake.
Yeah, you got to bring us.
That's what I want. I'm in there, y'all. See how
Cheesecake.
Sophia cheesecake. Bring it back. I bring Jeff a small piece. I give you.
I ain't
half
worried
of
about the
it.
cheesecake. I'll tell you the salsa.
Yeah,
JJ Belcher's hot sauce.
Yeah, they
yes.
said she has some of the best salsa that you probably get. They said it's hot,
It is.
but it's good. But they said it's worth eating.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to figure out which one
It's
it was.
It's got to have a good flavor to it because I can't just eat hot just to eat hot
I
stuff.
don't eat hot stuff here.
Yeah.
Has it got a good
spectacular.
flavor?
Yes.
Okay, so flavor's good. I can deal with hot,
Coach Belcher.
but I'm not trying to
Look
just
out for your boy.
eat salsa that's gonna blow my face off.
No, it's
I'll bring something back with me.
I got one last
tasty.
question for you, Coach.
okay.
Is there I can't remember what you said on this last year. I probably asked you the same question. Is there a game on the schedule that you have circled?
I guess not. I mean, we really try not to do that. 'Cause, like I talked before. I mean, any game, if you go 9-1, you're still gonna make playoffs, and so But if you circle that game, and I think that's detrimental if you pump up one game, where that might be the rival or whatever it is, and I think it lessens your other opponents, which I think you got to respect the game and respect your opponent. You take every game as the one that's circled. Mm-hmm. It's the next game, and especially if you lose one or two in a row, then it's hey, that's the next game we got to get on.
That's the answer I've been
track.
waiting for is the next one.
Yeah, and
because that it goes back to a funny story, not funny, but I'm sure y'all might have heard it about they were asking Tom Brady which one of his rings were his favorite one, and he always said the next one.
Oh, nice.
So, all right. So, thank you again for making the trip.
Anytime.
You got anything else for us?
No. Glad y'all do what you do, and get the promote high school sports. In this day and age, that's I think that's what we need. We need to support it as much as we can. Yep.
Well said. Well said. And like I said, thanks again for making the trip out here. We have high expectations for Winthorst football again this year, as of everybody probably. But we wish you the best of luck this year. And if you need anything from us, just give us a holler.
All right. Thanks. I sure appreciate it.
I have high expectations for that cheesecake.
All right, Coach. Thank you.